Hey everybody, it's Pete. Welcome to a new episode of today's Best Stock Picks. Monday morning, July 27th, 2020. Less than ideal conditions to trade last week. Hopefully you were following the channel all week and where we kept talking about working the order, keep your exposure lower as a lot of breakouts are failing, both intraday as well as on the daily charts. And it was a little bit frustrating, but here's the thing. If you followed what we were saying and you had some trading losses, they were reasonable, they were manageable, they were small, as they should have been, as the market conditions weren't perfect, which puts you in position. Wow, it's a lot of alliteration. Puts you in position that you may have only had a smaller loss on a couple of days. And now this week, as the market has some more earnings and a volatile week, assuming we get some volume back, that was a problem last week as well, where the market just seemed like, and a lot of stocks seemed like they were a balloon just randomly bouncing around, which, by the way, you start to recognize those conditions, you pull yourself back a little bit. Again, another reason to reduce your share size. Remember, if every trade looks the same, that means you don't have a strategy. And if you don't have a strategy, if you're confused, if you think just every time the market pulls back, it's the same, it's not. If you think every breakout is the same, it's not. Again, I'll keep going back to driving a car. Yesterday you did 75. Today you're on the same road and it's stop and go. You can't do 75. That's the difference between being a chart reader who's frustrated out of your mind and being a tape reader who finally understands how to put these pieces together so that when you have a tough market condition, you don't start saying, oh my gosh, my strategy doesn't work anymore. Oh my gosh, my strategy doesn't work anymore. Well, if it worked before, it's not the strategy. It's the conditions of how you apply the strategy. That is what separates you from complaining all the time about tough conditions, from saying, I recognize this, I'm still going to trade, I'm just not going to trade as aggressively. That's what makes a winner versus a whiner. There's no other way to put it. You really want to take money out of the market, you want to force the market to pay you every month, learn these little things. Every day is not the same. And the sooner you understand how to recognize that, the easier it's going to be for you to wake up every day and say, I expect to make money as long as we get follow through. If we don't get follow through, I'm still going to place trades on good ideas. I'm just going to lower my exposure, wait for feedback from the market, and only add to the ones that are working out, and eventually get to your full share size. But you shouldn't be doing that all the time because conditions change. And again, if you know everything about charts, but you're having a hard time getting paid, that means that there's something missing. And if you understand and admit something's missing, I strongly encourage you to join me for 30 days. Click down below and learn more details about everything you get. But again, I can't tell you to do it. I can only tell you to ask yourself, if something's missing, you need to find out what that is. So tying that into today's market, last week the market, and specifically the SPY, was choppy. We had a strong, great Monday to trade. Then the rest of the week we were kind of chopping around. So what do we do this week? Well, last week we got some good earnings trades, not earnings, good earnings trades. After the earnings, we had quite a few people in the community, especially new people, both here on the channel as well as in the private tape reading room, which, by the way, if you're new to the channel, definitely click down and subscribe, that were asking question after question about holding Tesla through earnings, holding Intel through earnings, and whether or not you should do it. This condition, and a lot of people asking me about overnights. I've significantly reduced my overnight exposure because the follow-through is not there. Again, building the argument. So what are we looking for this week? We're still looking for earnings trades off of those earnings plays because their stocks have volume and volatility. This week, we're going to be looking at, today specifically, at gold stocks. Gold stocks are flying as the indecision in the market continues to grow. Indecision about the pandemic, indecision about the election, and the overall economy in the United States going, and especially in the United States here in the back half, the second half of 2020. We're starting to see it manifest, and you have to start to be smart about how you're managing your capital. We're going to go to the charts now. We're going to look at a bunch of gold stocks that we're going to be taking a look at. A couple of stocks that have broke out. We actually have a short sale in the airline industry, and we have a retail stock that finally broke out of a level that we like, with roughly $7 profit potential if all things work out properly. So let's hit the charts and let's take a look at the ideas that we're looking at. So again, if you didn't happen to catch the stocks for breakfast video this morning, the market last week, and SPY specifically, was really good on Monday. got a flat opening and a trend basically the rest of the day. The rest of the week, however, was lighter volume, choppy, breakouts were failing, pullbacks were hit or miss. So we reduced our exposure. We took losses like a pro, and any profits that were there, a little bit more likely to be booking profits quicker because that's all that was available. We weren't seeing the clean buy in the first 15 minutes of the day, buy early in the week and get follow through. The week and the day was very similar. However, coming into this week, the talk of the weekend was gold stocks. So specifically, GLD obviously getting a much bigger picture here on the overall picture, and we could actually look this on the weekly chart just so you can get an idea of what's going on if you happen to not be in gold. This is basically the last year. Actually, from here is the last year, so you can get a feel for what's going on, and you can see actually what happened last week. So how do we take advantage of that? This is a little bit overbought right now, but what's different about trading a commodity, something that's actually in the field, or you have to dig it out, that's different than trading a stock. There's real value. There's real supply and demand versus perceived supply and demand versus a desire to own shares in a company that has future earnings. Commodities are a whole different ball of wax because there's either gold or there isn't. There's flight to quality, and this is the #1 flight to quality. So we're going to take a look at GLD this week as a trade. Sticking with the mining sector, SLV traded into an inside day on Friday, which gives us a massive opportunity to look for follow through today and manage risk. We are also looking at AUY. Very nice breakout. And again, a much more reasonably priced trade. AU as well on a nice breakout. Newmont, which has been a very frustrating trade. We actually had a really nice trade over here that we were looking for 68. And now we're actually closing in and above 68. So we've actually kind of hit the target already. However, the trade that I love here is as long as it's above 68, I want to make it clear, it's trading pre-market 68.84. As long as it's above 68, that's where I'm going to be looking at the swing trade. WPM, hopefully, again, you've been a subscriber to the channel. We actually called it on this breakout and had a very clean week last week and looking for some follow through again. And this is not overextended because it technically paused for 2 days there before taking off again. And last but not least in this sector for you to consider is PAAS. And again, inside day on Friday, nice pause, nice consolidation for 4 days here, really looking for the next leg higher here, which will most likely be around $8. So we're looking at roughly a $44 profit target here. TSM and AMD had tremendous days on Thursday and Friday. A little bit overextended, both of them. I am still looking to day trade them long. I'm not looking to initiate a new swing trade long until we consolidate for a couple of days, but definitely day trading both of them. We also have Target. Target finally punched through this 123 level. So as long as it stays above 123, which it looks like it's going to, then we're looking at the 130 as the first target, no pun intended there. Next we have Homebuilders, which again, keep these on your radar. We've come close in a few of them to hitting the target, but the most important thing here is they're in play. These are longer term plays that you can continue to slowly build a position as they move in your favor. So we have Pulte Homes, we have Toll Brothers, which hasn't quite broke out yet, but you can clearly see above 38 is the level. And Lennar, which is the one that we called out, I believe about 10 days ago, right over here, where it gave us some relative strength. And that actually pushed and paused into the level that we were looking at. I love this pause at resistance, looking for another push through there this week. Take-Two Interactive actually had really good relative strength compared to the market on Friday and good volume compared to the market on Friday. So some very short-term tape reading skills there. And as long as it's above this breakout level, which is around 155, 156, I've been working in order above 155, looking for it to clear 156. Above 156, we go out to the higher time frames, and you can see that obviously we are off the chart. So we have some room to go, and you have to love these all-time highs, right? Working our way through the charts, we actually have a trade that's setting up on the short side, believe it or not. Southwest Airlines, higher volume and a breakdown on Friday. So higher breakdown and to close on the lows. One of the members of our community was asking about classic chart patterns this week. This is actually a descending wedge. These tend to break to the downside. I will tell you flat out, the airlines have not been a tremendous sell short, but the conditions and the COVID here are worsening. Obviously, that's going to affect here whether or not you like to short sell or not. We're looking at 31 to 20, 21 here. So this could be a play on the short side. Another trade that I want to talk about that is usually a sucker play, which looks like a good short sale today, but it's not. I want to walk through the scenario of how it became a short sale and then what you should be looking at in the stock today. So actually, ALXN actually pushed through new highs, failed at those new highs, and failed at those new highs again. So this triple top here that failed told you that the price was about to reverse, but that was really not the sell short yet. This was when the sell short kicked in, because now you made a lower high, another lower high, and technically here was the best trade. But now that it's closed below the open, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row, and with momentum the last couple of days, this looks like it's a short sale, but the lower opening today will most likely find buying. So we'd be looking for buying, pausing, and then looking for the next short sale. So the market leaders that we normally watch, the Facebooks, the Amazons, LULU even on the breakout, Microsoft, a lot of those stocks are showing massive indecision right now. The stay-at-home stocks like DocuSign has been very choppy. W, however, Wayfair is actually in a box that we call, that's the right price, but it looks like it's peeking its head above that level again, but we need to stay above there. If you're going to be buying these breakouts, do what I keep saying, which is manage and work your orders right now until the bigger picture cleans up. If it does, obviously Wayfair has been amazingly strong this year. Look for that breakout to get above there and hold. As long as it holds above there, then you can start adding to that position. So if you want to trade with me for the next 30 days, learn all of this stuff, learn how to manage your positions, click down and find out how to do that. If you're new to the videos, these are the kind of things we do every single day. Always a trading lesson, always a bunch of stock picks. Definitely click down and subscribe to the channel so you get some updates. Have a great day, everybody. Oh, if you have any questions, or especially if you have some good wins that you want to share, definitely leave a comment in the videos too. Have a great day, everybody.